Hey guys, it's Clay. I just want to talk about Project 3, field-based research project, in some detail. I've told you informally to take a look at this project description in the past. Hopefully you've done that. Now, Projects 1 and 2 really lead up to Project 3. As you know, Project 1 kind of, you know, became the centerpiece of Project 2. Likewise, Project 2 is going to become sort of an important part of Project 3. So we're doing these rough drafts and final drafts for Project 1 and 2, but you're going to take all of that material for Project 2 and it's going to end up in the rough and final drafts for Project 3. What you're adding now in Project 3 is discussion of what you've learned through your primary research, and that's what you should be doing right now. You should be doing interviews, observing people in the field, collecting samples of genres. You have to do the two. You have to collect texts, and then you should interview, and ideally, you should try to observe people as they try to see how they work and what this situation's like, and take notes on that. And you're going to draw on, you're not going to, so when you write this final draft for Project 3, you're not going to like type up your answers to the interview. That's your source material. You're going to take that source material and analyze it and figure out what it means and what it tells you about how people are using writing in this situation. Here's the prompt for Project 3. Locate 3 short texts. And again, Project 3, what you're adding on to Project 2, basically, is primarily an analysis of the writing, how writing is being used in this community. And you're going to focus on the genre analysis. And to help you develop that genre analysis, you're going to draw on what you learned from the interviews, and you're going to draw what you learned from having observed people in the community. So you're going to locate 3 short texts or sections of text that represent 3 different genres used in your discourse community. You might start by asking your interviewees for examples of texts that are read, written, or otherwise used by professionals in the field. For instance, if you're investigating a medical discourse community, you might examine the introduction of a research article, a patient medical history form, and an article from a newsletter for doctors, nurses, or other medical professionals. And there's other places you can take texts. I'd most strongly encourage that you get them from your observations or your visit with your interviewee. Your goal is to explain how the genres that you are analyzing function in this discourse community. To do this, you may want to consider both Beaufort's 5 knowledge domains: genre knowledge, rhetorical knowledge, subject matter knowledge, writing process knowledge, and discourse community knowledge, to think about how genres relate to other parts of a discourse community, as well as Bowarsky's guidelines for analyzing genres, which we read a week or 2 ago. Use your analysis of the genres to show what features characterize each genre, how it functions in your discourse community, how it seems to be produced, how it uses or adds to subject matter knowledge in the discourse community, and how it enacts the values and attitudes of the discourse community. To develop your analysis, use the guidelines for analyzing genres in Bowarsky's replacing invention and composition. So you're, I specifically, Beaufort helps you think sort of about how genre knowledge is connected to other things, but to really think about how the text is being used, really turn back to Bowarsky, and you may want to reread those pages that were assigned. So the minimum requirements are 3 to 4 double-spaced pages for the genre analysis, plus the literature review and the research proposal. So that's a total of 12 to 15 pages. Once again, you shouldn't just take Project 2 and copy and paste it. You're going to have to revise it. You're going to have to update the methods discussion because you'll actually do something. You're actually going to have interviews. So I want you to be accurate and tell me what you actually did in your research process. Also, you are going to have to update your discussion about limitations and benefits because after you really actually do things, you'll have a better sense of what your limitations were. What were you able to do? What were you not able to do? What does your research tell us? What does it not tell us? And it's fine if it doesn't tell us some things. So here's in the minimum requirements, this is how your paper should be organized. Introduction with the lit review, proposal methodology, where you give us the research problem or the knowledge gap, the research question, an overview of the methodology, an overview of context, site visited, genres, and analyzed. So make sure you tell us who the people are that you're interviewing. Tell us what the place is. Tell us what the specific texts you're analyzing that you collected are. Then you've got a discussion section. Here's where I want you to give the genre analysis, and I want you to sort of include in that section a discussion about both the limitations and benefits of your analysis. What were you able to learn? What were the limits of that process? And why is it important? Finally, a conclusion. And in the conclusion, you should think about what are the implications of what you've learned. What does it mean for you? What does it mean for other students? That's something for you to figure out. Find some sort of idea to talk about in there about what are the implications for what you've learned through your primary research. Okay. Make sure you have at least 3 sample texts, and make sure that you support your analysis with observations from the field and findings from your interviews. Or if you do a survey, you can do that too. The rough draft is due March 23rd. The final draft is due April 9th. This is really the last big piece of the puzzle for this class. Project 4 is a representation of your findings, and so this should be the hardest bit of work you have to do to complete this class. I'm going to start scheduling meetings with students, maybe this week and definitely next week. So when we come back from spring break. So keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask, and good luck.